and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob, and I'm here at ISE at OBSBOT, and we have a little interesting thing behind us here. So do you want to explain a little bit what it is?
Yeah, here is the Tail Air, which is our latest product this year. And this one is very amazing, and we use lots of new technology add on this kind of streaming camera. So if you want to know more information about what wow kind of product like this, maybe you can follow Jacob's channel and find more information about this. And I believe everyone will need that.
Awesome. Then we'll pick one up and send to the studio. Today we have a little interesting video. It's about a PTZ camera, which is pan tilt zoom, which is a little camera on a gimbal. And this one comes from OBSBOT, which is a very small and nimble little machine. If you just take a look at this, it's a tiny little camera on top of a little gimbal machine. It has motion tracking, it has app control, and it also comes with one of these little nifty remotes to control it. You also get in the box, you get this nifty little box to fit all of your accessories in it. You get this USB-C to network adapter, which also has a power in USB-C. So in case you don't actually have power through the network, you can power it with the USB-C here and loop it in that way. Also comes with a C-to-C charger. You can also use it as a webcam in to a computer. And it also comes with a charger, regular USB-A to charger. And in the other kit, there was also a tiny USB-A to USB-C connector, as well as a C to 2C connector. So you can connect it, charge it, and send power in and the video out as well. This one comes with a battery that's about an hour. It has a memory card in, it's a micro SD. It has an HDMI out, so it has one of those small special ones that you have to put in, the same as the R5. It's a micro HDMI, I believe. So you can connect it straight via HDMI into a mixer as well. But the beauty of this is that it is also NDI controlled, so you can control it via the Wi-Fi or via the network to a mixer and control it that way. So that's pretty cool. We're just going to show you here what the app looks like. So if I put it in here, see if I can turn it towards me right here. I have the OBSBOT Start app on my phone here. And you can control it with the little joystick here and control the little camera, as well as doing the same thing as this remote that has the control button on the remote itself. Let's see if this actually works, because I'm supposed to be able to hand gesture this to track me. Always works when I test it. Let's see if it reacts to me now. Hi. So now it'll follow me as I go. So that's pretty cool. This is a 4K camera, so you can crop in quite a bit in it if you're just going to do 1080. It also has a crop in zoom. If I zoom in here, it's supposed to go in and zoom into me. You see it in the corner, you see what the camera sees, and on the center of the screen you see what the sensor sees. So you can see how much extra you have as well. It'll still track me ever so slightly. It's a little bit of a weird angle doing it from below, but if we put this on a tripod, it should look beautiful. So if I zoom out again, you can see it in the corner. Also has a built-in mic, as you can see. There's audio levels right there. And you can also set this to be, what do you call it, on auto, and then you can adjust the auto to be brighter and darker, depending on what your preference would be in this very moment. There we go, done. And that's auto, and you can also set it to your own ISO and your own shutter. So you can set your shutter and your ISO if you want to do it manually, or you can put it on auto and then adjust the auto thereafter as well. So that's very handy actually for a little camera like this. There we go, and then out. There. And you can see it still tracks me. And if I wanted it to stop tracking me, it should be the same motion. See if it actually does it. And now it lost me. Good. So you can choose to control it with your joystick and set it to something, but if you have a speaker, for example, or something you want to trace, or if you don't want to be having a camera person with you, maybe if you're out doing something alone, you can just set it up and it'll track you. and you can do your own B-roll and be out traveling with yourself. It does have a 1/4-inch mount in the bottom, so you can put it on a selfie stick or a tripod or anything, and it has it's going to be a camera on a gimbal. So that's very handy. I can't wait to test this out more, and then we're maybe going to do some multi-camera productions. So OBSBOT sent this to us to test it, and I'm very happy to do so. It retails for about $500, which isn't much at all. So for a 4K camera that controls itself, that's not bad at all. So anyways, that is the OBSBOT Tail Air in 4K. So it's a very nifty little camera. So we're going to go out and test it out a bit and see how the tracking works outside and such. So here we go. Alright guys, so I'm outside now and I'm going to set up the OBSBOT Tail Air. And I have a tiny tripod with me here, so I get it off the dirt there. So now we're actually going to see what the tracking can do outside. So now we're not in a studio environment. So just going to set it up here, put it on the other bag back there. There. And then hold the red button, turn it on. There you go. Now we're going to check the app to just show you how to set it up. You go down here to pick the box, and then you can mark who you want to track, and it should be tracking me now. Settle down. Maybe a smaller box on my face. There, smaller box is better box. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go around this optical course for a little bit and see if you can follow me. I'm going to have the app open to see if I can see if you follow me or lose me or not. So that's how it is. It's very handy to have a little cameraman that's this big and fits in your pocket with a camera as well. So it's very handy just to be able to do what I'm doing right here. Just set it up somewhere and have it follow you and not need a second person or a GoPro camera or something like that that just sits stationary and you have to move around. So it's still tracking me, that's good. And so you can control the OBSBOT with the remote control. You can do it with gestures, but I actually prefer using the app because I can actually monitor what I'm seeing and if you're tracking me and control my records and all my settings in there. The app actually works surprisingly well. So the camera doesn't actually have a optical zoom, but it does crop in, so you can adjust your screen like so, and now it follows tight instead. But I mean, there has to be some form of drawback for a camera that costs $500 and it's still a 4K camera and still tracks the way it does. It has a battery and it does things so well actually. So if you just track me around the woods here, my little friend, see if you lose me or not. I mean, it has a very wide field of view too. It doesn't have 360. But it does have quite a lot of range. You do have to be very careful when you crop in on your shot because you do lose a lot of resolution, and if you go too wild it gets very pixely. Compared to the last shot, now I'm standing much closer to the camera and not cropping at all. So what do you think about the resolution now? Alright, so we take a little look at the unit itself. It does have the USB-C and it has a small HDMI for a converter or for a special cable. Those are the external connections. Also has the memory card right there. So you can connect them with the NDI HX instead of using a HDMI cable and pull it to wherever you want. You just hook it up to the internet through the USB-C and the network cable, and then you hook it up to the same network as your mixer or wherever it is you're receiving your NDI signal to, and then you can use that instead. We're going to have a separate episode about NDI and mixers, so we're going to come up a little bit later where we set it up and how you use it, and maybe even later on, if we get a couple of more of these, do a multi-camera episode and then use them in full production. OBSBOT did send us this one so we could review it and test it, so we did, and I'm actually very happy with it. It's very small. I love that it has battery in it, so you can just put it down and it has such a good tracker in it, and the app actually works. So I'm not sad at all about this. For $500 to have an extra camera person that fits in your hand, that's really nice. I like that it does record straight to the micro SD card, so you can use it as a standalone camera. You don't have to use all of the connections and HDMI and NDI, but you can. I really do recommend it. So I mean, for $500, it's hard to beat. And well, without further ado, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or well, just comments, just add them in the comments, and we will see you in the next one. See you guys. Bye bye.